Good morning, David Walsh from Secret Sandland here again. Just a quick one. Today I've ventured into Southport town centre to show you some of Southport's lost streets. You might not recognise where I am, but this is on my left here, Morrison's Superstore, and the reason I'm here is because there used to be a street here, roughly where I'm stood about now. It's called Winter Gardens Terrace. Originally it was called New Promenade. We better go up here. New Promenade dates to the, I think, late 1850s, early 1860s, definitely. Of course, it was renamed Winter Gardens Terrace when the Winter Gardens was established in 1874. It was still in existence, well, up until they built the supermarket here behind me. I'm going to have a quick little walk around the corner to the Coronation Walk area. So we're on Coronation Walk. Some of you might not know that, like Neville Street, Coronation Walk had an underpass to the beach. I'll show you a picture on the screen here. I just want to show you behind me here this little cobbled entrance. Obviously it runs behind Wetherspoons now. It's actually the site of a forgotten street, Southport's original King Street. Of course, King Street today, which I'm going to be going to soon, was originally called Upper King Street, but we had another King Street just over there. Dates to around probably from 1810 onwards, and it was still in existence in definitely by 1871. There was still people in the census in 1871 in King Street, the original King Street, of course. But it was when this whole area behind me was developed for the Winter Gardens, King Street was wiped off the map. But that little entrance there was probably kept as a side, as an access to some of the buildings of the Winter Gardens. Just walking down West Street now, there's a bin wagon there. I hope it's not going to make too much noise as we're filming, because I just want to show you another forgotten street here. The cobbles give it away. That was a street called Back Coronation Walk. I'll show you a little picture on the map there. It ran between, obviously, Lord Street, and then I think it extended to where Royal Terrace is. There's a few shops listed in some of the directories I've got. So we're now going to walk to onto King Street now. I'm going to show you the site of another lost street. Okay, so we're in King Street, and I'm just roughly about here, just behind me, there was a lost street called Park Street, P-A-R-K, not Park Street. And Park Street, those of you that have been on some of my walks or read my Ecclesfield book, you can still get a digital download copy of that. Will know about Park Street. Of course, it predates Duke Street. It was essentially an old lane which connected from Upper King Street, as it was called, all the way to Jawbone Lane, which was a continuation of the ancient Horside Lane. Yeah, it ran from there. It's probably done away with these look like they were built in the 1890s. These guest houses, to me. Obviously, it would have been done away with then. There's an old photo of King Street. You can see the entrance to it. That's also in my Ecclesfield book. It's where the boat builder's yard was. Thomas Ball's boat builder's yard was on Park Street. It's mentioned in many census returns, and it essentially led to a farm, one of the Eccles farm buildings, which was in the vicinity of the corner of Duke Street and Part Street. So we're now going to carry on walking down King Street, and I'm going to tell you about another forgotten street. Actually, we're going to nip onto Lord Street because I want to show you a little something hidden away on Lord Street as well, actually, and then we'll go on to our next lost street. Okay, so on Lord Street now, just quickly show you. See behind me, we've got a little gate post here, one of the original gate posts of the very, very long front gardens of the lodging houses which used to run on this side of Lord Street. They had extremely long gardens, and the reason I'm showing you that is because just about where the Vincent Hotel is now, there was another street called Todd Street, which basically ran from Lord Street. It started where that gate post was. That's where the entrance to the street, in line with that, if you will. And it ran through where the Vincent is. Prior to this section of Market Street being created, this section of Market Street dates to the around the turn of the 20th century. And Todd Street, obviously named after a family. The Todd family had a beer house just round the corner here called Our House. You may have seen photos of that or heard me talk about that before. It was linked to Hodge Street, which is still there just around the corner, a little back street behind the Vincent, off East Bank Street. Hodge Street was connected to Todd Street, and the site of Todd Street, we're just coming up to it now, was basically roughly where this entrance is here, and then part of where Conley's is now. That's where Todd Street stood. It's still shown on some of the Ordnance Survey maps, definitely shown on the 1889 Ordnance Survey map, of course. But right around the turn of the 20th century, when the cinema was built, I think it's about 1910, when that cinema was built on Law Street, that area changed. Of course, Todd Street would have been wiped off the map. While we're here, I'll just show you another one behind me. So where Cambridge Walks is, that was the site of, prior to these buildings being built in the 1870s, that was the site of a court, like a little back street called Dean's Court. And Dean's Court was named after a lady who lived on a row of lodging houses called Richmond Hill. Now, before the Atkinson and this, what is now the library, what used to be a bank, before they were built in the 1870s, there was a row of houses there called Richmond Hill. And one of the residents there was Mrs. Dean, and behind her house became Dean's Court. And that's where one of my Rimmer ancestors lived. He's shown in the 1851 census, James Rimmer, and it's, as I said, there was still mention of it in the mid 1870s. But of course, when William Atkinson built the library on the corner here, next to the in between what was called Cambridge Hall, Dean's Court was wiped off the map. Now, you don't really think of Southport as having courts, but they did. There's a couple. There was quite a number of them were off East Bank Street here, Marble Place being one, which was just, the access to Marble Place was just a little bit further up East Bank Street there. And of course you've got the shopping precinct here, which is named after Marble Place today. So I'm just going to carry on walking now down just around the corner to a couple more points for the video. Okay, so this technically isn't a lost street. It's called Glebe Place. The reason it's called Glebe Place is because it's historically would have been attached to the parish church, i.e. Christ Church. It's where the clergy could create an income from the land, and that was the case here because there used to be a little, just down on there on my left, there would have been a row of cottages, and they were known as Clark's Buildings or Clark's Cottages, after the Canon Clerk of Christchurch. So we're just coming up to the last point on the video. We're going to finish on a popular subject within Southport history, and that is Neville Street. I'm going to keep it brief. I'm just going to show you. So it's well known, it's been done, it's been talked about for many years, that Neville Street used to run to the beach, and essentially the promenade at the top of Neville Street there. If you just look behind me, you can see that Neville Street rises up, the road rises up, and the reason being is because it's on at the top of the promenade there. That was where there was a bridge over the underpass of course, which led to the beach, and it was filled in 1903. The reason it was filled in 1903 is because they wanted to make the entrance, they wanted to move the entrance to the pier further back. They wanted to widen the promenade, general improvements to the promenade area in that vicinity. It meant that they had to move the Fernley drinking fountain to its second position. It's actually been in 3 positions. So basically you can see just where West Street starts, the road used to carry on at that level to the beach. So of course part of Neville Street, as I said, was filled in. I can't comment as to anything with regard, can you get down there? I've seen some photos. I believe part of the underpass, the stonework, may still be visible. As I said, it's a popular topic. Of course, Southport Townscape Heritage Project created that wonderful artwork. It's been on display for the last 2 years as part of Heritage Open Days, just up there, showing what the street used to look like. So I think we'll just finish here. So hope you've enjoyed that little short loop around Southport Town Centre. Please subscribe to the Secret Sandland YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow my socials. Please share these videos with your friends. Of course, I've done quite a few now this year and back end of last year. If you've not watched them, please do so. Have a good day and have a nice Easter.